yeah, but see, first of all, I think people need to really understand economics. You know what I mean? I say that a lot and I push that so much because people don't know when you look at the cause and effect of economics, how it affect not just an individual but a mass amount of people at one time. That's important. I don't care if you any kind of entrepreneur, you got any business about yourself, you need to know or try to study, you know, economics. Especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to study politics and economics. You know, to me, that would be the coolest new thing for rappers. You know what I mean? Show growth mentally. You see what I'm saying? Something that, you know, Tupac said one time in the interview, I think that's very important. People they wanna be responsible when it comes to trend setting, but they don't want to hold responsibilities as adults, as artists, for individuals who look up to them. That's not right. That's not right. First of all. Second of all, how you gonna be an entrepreneur on a growing on a large level and you're not showing any growth? I don't see how you cannot show any growth. It's about growth as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as well as an individual personally. You feel me? And when it comes to growth, comes maturity. It comes sharpening your character. And I say that because I can't speak for no one else, but I can speak for myself. Correct? I can speak for me. Okay. In the process of me building Black Elite Enterprise, there wasn't no strong support system behind it. Really. Like, and a lot of people don't know that. Unless you know me personally, there was no support system behind it at all. Literally. I mean, literally. Because my mother said, even though I wasn't staying with my mother, she said, you need to stop. Just quit what you're doing. Go get a job. She didn't support me. And that support is very, very valid and important. Very important. Especially in this industrial business. My father didn't support me, so I had no parental support. I run across a lot of artists who have parents, or at least one of their parents who support them. I didn't have that. Building Black Elite. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have no girlfriend to say, baby, keep pushing. You know, when everybody going against you and the world going against you, keep pushing. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have this support team or system around me. I had people who tried to get on the bandwagon, who come and go, you know, but it won't never nothing that lasted. You see what I'm saying? At this current moment, I still have a very, very small circle. It's not including me. It's probably 3 of us, not including me. That's really with Black Elite, like on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? So when you dealing with building a company, you're a young black male in America, you have to know politics, you have to know about commerce. It's very important because if you don't know about commerce and trying to build a company, especially in the type of industrial business I'm in, you know, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know economics. You gotta know what's in hot, what's in style, what's hot, what's not hot, what's in season. Whatever you're developing as a business, will it help benefit you all seasons? Will it only help benefit you during the winter? Will it only help benefit you during the summer? You got to think about all these things. All these things. You will never understand that importance until you are a boss, you know, or the head person of the company that you may have built. You know, but when you think about how the things that's transactional in America, you know, against black males, you know, the key thing, a main key thing is the mentality. Your mentality has to be strong. You know, you can't be lazy mentally. not physically, but you can't be lazy mentally. Because if you lazy mentally, what will push you mentally? Because before anything becomes action or a goal to achieve, it has to be a thought first. No way in hell you a black male and you thinking, if you telling yourself every day and daily, your fullest potential of growth is a thug, or your fullest potential of growth is just going to be gangster and that's it. Expect nothing but those results as time go on. You are what you think. You attract what you think. And you know what's, speaking of attracting what you think, you know what's funny about people that say they're conscious, right? I love hearing that, because how many people say on a daily basis they're conscious people, right? Then you compare it to how many people that are conscious and then they apply what they live to create another economical structure. You see what I'm saying? How conscious are people, or how conscious are these artists? You see, if they're not trying to create an economical structure. You see? Because, let me show you. If so many people is influenced by people that are artists, right? And this goes back to that, the cause and effect economically. People are influenced by artists and entertainers, okay? Based off decisions and fashion. So if they're persuaded or influenced by artists and entertainers, by fashion, results, and decision making, then the people they look up to, or the people they admire to make decisions that must be very important in their life, because they're living by these decisions daily, on a daily basis, then I would think that the person that they admire better have a sharp and a strong mind. Because if not, that person they look up to and go follow the next dummy. You see what I'm saying? Who wants to be influenced by a dummy and take the route of a dummy? You see? Then everybody goes into a bunch of bad situations. You know? Or you can take the route of somebody who's doing something positive, you know, and knows the meaning of really sacrifice when it comes to building. See, a consumer will never know the reality of somebody that's an entrepreneur who builds it from ground up. That would never understand or know that reality. Never. I don't care how much they try or say it. Okay? Then another thing, when it comes to African American people, we often are influenced by situations that sometimes may not even fit us, but yet we try to make that application to our life so it can seem like we live in a certain life of the people that we admire or look up to. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense, because now we're making decisions based off not our common sense or the lifestyle that fits our reality, but we're trying to fit a reality that doesn't fit our means of living and survival. So that's why my common goal was never to be like the hottest and the best rapper. Some go have their opinion, say I'm better, and some go have their opinion and say I'm not as good as others. But you can't never speak your opinion and prove it on paper when it comes to numbers and sales and commerce when it comes to me. Because I can prove that better than I can prove my ability of you deciding I'm a better rapper or not. You see? So oftentimes I wonder about the people that's African American who let them be influenced by other entertainers or artists who should be held responsible, like Tupac said. They should be held responsible for what they say and try to influence the people, because their influence on the audience that's watching them is based off their income, right? So they're trying to make record sales, they're trying to make clothing sales, they're trying to make viewing sales, rating sales for television, different sales about commerce in America. Let's remember that. So anytime when it boils down to commerce, not on the conscience of what that human goes through once they're influenced by what that person, that entertainer or artist say or do, but once it just boils down to commerce and that individual getting paid, They really don't care what you influenced by. And see, my purpose is so much in depth because I'm not just trying to influence the people in my city and my state. I'm trying to influence the world, the whole globe. You know, the whole globe. And that's very, very important, I believe, for my position that I'm held in, because let's just think about it. I come from absolutely nothing. I don't come from a great royal family. You know, I don't. I'm gonna be very real. As I got older, I learned who I was. I learned what I've come from and what's my, the bloodline and my DNA is attached to. But again, that comes with knowledge, knowing yourself, and applying that consciousness, and wanting to be responsible as an artist and as an entertainer. When people look at you, you know, how can I not want to say things like this in front of the camera when I see my people? These young black males, African American males, right now at this present moment, is being influenced to wear jeans that discomfort them and shirts that's too large for them. It's not even masculine. And these women, because of maybe peer pressure or status pressure of fitting in with the rest, because they're probably pressured by populism, they go along with it. They make it acceptable. They make it acceptable for their little son to look like and dress like that and think that way, or to accept a boyfriend or a companion or mate that carry themselves well with these characteristics. But when they see a black male like me that's an entrepreneur, I'm trying to reverse that type of thinking, But like I said, a lot of them don't notice that in America. That's why I think a lot of my money to help build my business, I sell, my company makes money in America, but a great amount of my money comes from outside of America, So the relation, to me, it was flip-flop because my finances come more, it seems like, overseas than it do here in America. And I'm thinking I relate to them more because we're in the same continent. You know what I mean? So I asked myself, like, well, what has these people really been influenced by? When these young black males in America is starting to take the trend of decreasing their masculinity and women being okay with that, what are they being influenced by? Really, like Tupac said, hold these entertainers and hold these people responsible. What into your and your child's or your mate eye gates and ear gates is very important. Don't just say we support black entrepreneurs. Do your research on that black entrepreneur and see why you really support them. My brand is named Black Elite Enterprise. I am not racist at all. I love all ethnic background groups. But my main intention for that name was to empower black people. But believe it or not, I show financially growth of support for my company through other races. You see? So that tells me that my race or my ethnic background group in America, maybe not in Africa or other places, but in America, notice that in America, the continent of commerce, it shows that their influence is being triggered to be detoured the wrong way. But not only that, but to be detoured by the same people that is depressing them or oppressing them. Now, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of this interview. Why we got to be strong-minded, conscious people, because how do you look trying to protest or fight against the same people that you financially support? You turn around and go to Walmart and spend thousands a month. You go and spend hundreds and thousands on your children so they can fit a certain social status, and so you can fit a certain social status. Even if you don't wear Jordans, you got to say, well, my son looks fly. He's going to look this way to fit in because of social status. Once again, even if you're not trying to fit in it, you're already training your son's mind. This is how you have to look to be accepted because of social status. So are you any, you can't blame that child. That's a child. But it goes back to the people like that's oppressing our people, African American people. Why get mad at the people that you're making richer? And the people that's like me, that I'm trying to relate to you, right? I'm trying to relate to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're saying he's our race, so that's not good enough for us to buy, or we shouldn't support him because of our race. No. If anything, you should be saying because he's our race, let's support him, please. Because this young man obviously he's not trying to think like the rest of the 99% that's doing the same thing in the same circle. He obviously wants to build something for his people and his community. I don't have to prove that. People see that. Mayor Bill Bell, he will confirm that. Political groups in Durham, North Carolina, they will confirm that. So I don't have to prove that. Other entertainers, this is a great thing, they're proving it now, which is a phenomenal thing. But I've been doing this for years. So like we gotta really like live what we actually saying. Live that change what we want. And how can you change and better yourself or empowering yourself, telling yourself, remember it starts in the mind first. So if you're telling yourself the struggle is real, but you're comfortable in the struggle, you're comfortable being on food stamps, you're comfortable being governed by the government, it's only right that you stay in the position you're in, because you mentally told yourself that's the position you like, that's the position you're going through, and that's the position you're used to, and that's the position you obviously want to keep living. Why would I want to keep living that and surround myself with that if I want success? Why would I call myself